of the official decision. Zach Young has it 95-95, a draw. Fritz Warner has it 98-92, and Alejandro Rochin has it 96-94. For your winner by majority decision, Mauricio El Maestro Herrera.
First of all, the scores are just spray painted all over this place. To have 95-95 countered by 98-92, but to say that Mike Dallas Jr. only won 2 rounds of that fight is very, very hard to digest.
I always feel like now we gave alibis early on. We were trying to do the right thing for the fans at home, give them a different view of where the judges, each judge looks at their fight from a different position and sees things a little differently. I always feel now that I laid an alibi for the judges just getting it wrong.
I look at the reaction.
I'm gutted because in my mind there's no doubt I won. You know, I think I started a bit too quick and I hurt him a few times and probably got a bit excited and wasted some big shots on arms and elbows, but I was winning rounds big. I hurt him several times. You know, he won probably the 10th that, you know, was a clear round for him, but there weren't many rounds he won clearly. You know, even on the rounds that were close, I was doing all the work. I mean, I find it a bit disappointing. A German TV had me winning by 4. American TV had me winning. Yeah, Sky had it level or me losing. That's a bit like what's the I just think that sometimes they're not.
Well, Jim had it level. I had it to you by 1.
Yeah. So I won the fight. I don't care who had it. You know, level.
But 100,
more than
116, 112. 2 of the judges. I mean, what's
I don't care. Nah, no chance. I won the fight. Well, you had me by 1. I felt I won it by at least 3. But the German TV had me winning by 4. I thought I strolled the first 6, 7. You know what I mean? And even in the second, he maybe had 1 or 2. He had probably had 2 clear. And the others, I think, you know, he could have given a couple to him, but you could have given a couple to me. You know, there was some of the rounds who were touch and go, but I was still winning them on work rate. You know, he said he'll give me a rematch. He knows I beat him.
He said he'll give you a rematch
in November. Do you think he would give me a rematch if he thought he beat me? Not a prayer. And he's giving me a rematch because he's embarrassed because German TV had been losing by 4. That's why he's giving me a rematch because he knows he has to.
So that's what'll happen, is it? You want to come back here and see it all again?
I said nothing will faze me, but you get more and more experience all the time. And I winded him a couple of times. I hurt him with the right hook, and his legs dipped. Probably, you know, put a bit too much in. You know, he's very strong with the tight. He hasn't just got a tight defence. He's very strong. You know, very solid with the defence, and there's not much to get through really clean. But you know, no doubt I won the fight. No doubt. All the clean hard shots. I hurt him 4 or 5 times. He didn't hurt me once. Got me a few clean, snapped the head back with jab. But he's not a puncher. He can't punch. I rocked him many times, winded him 3 times, and I was out working him all through the fight. Little hooks, little uppercuts, jabs through the middle, little stabs to the pit. I won the fight.
Important you believe he won it, and you come back here again maybe and get the verdict.
Yeah, next time I'll smash him to pieces, no doubt. You know, respect to feelings, I don't want to sound bad, but next time they won't be able to rob me. No chance.
We go to the scorecards. Judge Carlos Colon scores it 96-93 Alexander. Brett Miller scores about 96-93 Matisse. And Denny Nelson scores about 95-94 for your winner by split decision from St. Louis, Missouri, Devin Alexander.
That's ridiculous. Hey, you said that 2 rounds ago, it might happen too. Look, and I really feel for Matisse Day.
So here we are again. Microcosm of what's been happening in sports today is the same that's happened to other greats in the past, but the 116, 112 scorecard seems to never fit with how the fight is being scored. It's really leaving a sour taste in the mouth of the fans, and the fact that we are seeing competitive matchups, that's an important thing in the sport of boxing, that we're having competitive fights where we're seeing cab drivers fight more skilled guys and getting blown out. We have the competitive fights, but it's overshadowed and almost forgotten once we get crazy scorecards like a 116, 112. When a fight that's almost dead even or too close to call. And it always happens when you hear the 116, 112. You hear the reaction from the crowd like, whoa, like what fight were they watching? And it's always usually for the fighter who shouldn't have gotten a 116, 112. I mean, we've seen it throughout the years. I can go on and on down the list. From Leonard Hagler to Malignaggi, Diaz, you know, it's been the same around the board. And if we can't score the fights correctly and give these guys who poured their hearts out what they deserved, and that was the victory. I mean, let's take this weekend. You got a guy, is that Mike Dallas or whatever, and he gets robbed of a fight that he won by 5 rounds. They had him losing by 5 rounds. You know, then you got Saturday's events where Mike Macklin, Mac the Hammer, clearly winning enough rounds to beat Stern. Stern's expression on his face tells you he knew he lost the fight. He needed a knockout to win. And he didn't get it, though he came close, and it's not his fault. It was a great fight. But you robbed Macklin of his glory. Sure, give him a rematch. What's a rematch? You know, he gets another rematch, but you took away his moment. You know, his moment was that day, that time. He won it. Give him his moment, not his rematch. And Lucas Matisse, not only did he dominate this fight, he might have won 116, 112. But to lose, the split decision don't help anybody. If they think that's like, okay, well, one of the judges had you winning, that doesn't help anybody. It's an insult. It's an insult. So they need to clear it and get that rectified. And boxing needs a commission for these referees. I mean, we need to get things in order where these referees, these judges, all of them are held accountable for the type of mistakes that they're making. Who's policing them? Who's saying, okay, you don't know what you're doing, you know what you're doing? You know, who's to say that? How can you dictate that? Is there a commission that's doing it? Because I've not seen any changes as far as the scoring system. I know Golden Boy complained about they were going to get involved, and they seem to have gotten involved and joined forces and made it even worse. So I'm very interested in knowing who's in charge of this and where do we go from here. Because there's no way Devin Alexander won that fight. We all know that. And he got knocked down. It's not a good look. And if the sport of boxing is to go to the next level, what kind of example are we showing here? Why would another fighter want to travel to come to another fighter's hometown when these decisions are happening, when they can't just be scored off their performance alone? Where do we go from here? And that's my question to all of us, all the boxing fans out there, even the stupid ones. Where do we go from here?